Hello, friends. My name is Ravi, and I live in Mumbai, a bustling city where dreams often come true. I work as an engineer in a reputed private company, and life has been relatively smooth for me. However, today I want to share a story with you that holds a special place in my heart. It is a true incident that happened between me and my college girlfriend, Payal, a story filled with emotions, complexities, and decisions that shaped both our lives. Payal, my college love, was truly mesmerizing. She was the kind of girl who could make heads turn wherever she went. Her radiant, fair complexion, her well-maintained physique, and her smile that could light up the darkest room, everything about her was enchanting. To me, she was nothing short of a heroine from a romantic movie. From the moment I first saw her during our college orientation, I was captivated. Her confidence and elegance drew me in, and I knew I wanted to be part of her life. As fate would have it, we became friends and soon started spending more time together. We shared countless laughs, jokes, and moments of joy, which gradually turned into something deeper, love. By the end of our first year in college, we were inseparable. However, despite being so close, we never truly crossed any boundaries. Time and circumstances often kept us apart in ways we couldn't control. Even though we longed to be together, fate seemed to conspire against us. And we respected each other enough not to rush things. Years passed, and college came to an end. Both of us graduated with flying colors, but with graduation came the harsh realities of life. Payal's parents, concerned about her future, decided to get her married. Within a few months, she was married off to a man chosen by her family. I was heartbroken, but chose to bury my feelings and wished her all the happiness in the world. She moved to Mumbai with her husband, and our paths diverged. We rarely spoke, except for occasional messages checking on each other's well-being. One fateful Sunday, while shopping in a crowded market, I saw her again. She was standing alone near a shop, looking lost in thought. When our eyes met, tears welled up in her eyes, and she couldn't hold back her emotions. I immediately approached her, concerned, and asked what was wrong. Without saying much, she asked me to take her somewhere quiet, and I obliged. We went to a nearby cafe, where she finally opened up about her struggles. Payal's marriage, as it turned out, was far from the happy picture her family had painted. Her husband was emotionally distant and constantly fought with her over trivial matters. He never made an effort to understand her feelings, let alone make her feel loved or valued. Her tears flowed as she described the suffocating environment she lived in. My heart ached for her, but I knew I had to be strong and supportive. I consoled her, assuring her that things could improve with time and effort. I encouraged her to have open conversations with her husband, to express her feelings, and to try to bridge the gap between them. I hoped that my words would give her some strength, even if I couldn't change her circumstances. A few days later, I received a message from Payal. She sounded distressed, so I immediately called her. This time, her concern was even more personal. She revealed that her husband and his family were pressuring her to conceive a child, but despite trying for months, she hadn't been able to get pregnant. Her husband, instead of supporting her, blamed her entirely for their inability to have a child. To make matters worse, he refused to accompany her to a doctor. Hearing this, I couldn't sit back and do nothing. I arranged for her to meet a doctor and accompanied her for the appointment. The doctor conducted a thorough checkup and assured us that there was nothing wrong with her health. She was perfectly capable of becoming a mother, which meant the issue lay elsewhere, most likely with her husband. When I told her the results, I expected her to feel relieved, but her response left me speechless. She hesitated for a moment, then looked at me with tear-filled eyes and asked, "Ravi, will you help me become a mother?" I was stunned. Her words echoed in my mind, and I struggled to process what she had just said. She explained that her desperation to have a child had reached a breaking point. Her husband's neglect and constant criticism had pushed her to seek an alternative solution, and she saw me as her only hope. I didn't know how to respond. On one hand, I felt an immense sense of responsibility and care for her. On the other hand, the moral implications of her request weighed heavily on my mind. After a long silence, I finally agreed, not because I wanted to betray anyone, but because I wanted to see her happy. The next day, we met at a hotel. Payal looked more beautiful than ever, but there was a vulnerability in her eyes that I couldn't ignore. We spent hours talking, sharing our thoughts, and trying to make sense of the situation. Eventually, we crossed the boundaries that we had respected for so long. It wasn't just about physical intimacy, it was a moment filled with emotions, trust, and an unspoken understanding. In the months that followed, we met a few more times, and she eventually conceived. Payal's joy knew no bounds, and she thanked me for helping her achieve what she had longed for. I, too, was happy to see her smiling again. However, I made sure to step back from her life, ensuring that our actions remained a secret. Payal went on to have a healthy baby, and her relationship with her husband improved as a result. As for me, I continued with my life, cherishing the memories of the bond we once shared. Sometimes life puts us in situations where the lines between right and wrong blur, and we are forced to make difficult choices. This was one such moment for me, a moment that changed our lives forever. If you want to hear more such stories, subscribe to the channel.